What's going on, guys? This is Hunky Donkey, and we're here for, I believe this is interview 8 of the SGBL player interviews for season 3 of the team tour. I'm here today with Aces3232. How's it going, dude?
It's going good. How about yourself, sir?
Yeah, I'm chilling, dude. Just vibing. So, to get started, let's just ask a general question. How'd you get into Draft League and the team tour scene?
Ooh, Draft League itself. It's been a long time, believe it or not. I started watching whenever the GBA was around back in the day.
Oh, that's
On like Gen 6. I didn't start till Gen 7 when I found some leagues on Skype. Believe it or not, was my first league. And then once I got on Discord, that's when I kind of really just started expanding and playing like a ton of leagues. I think at one point I was playing like 12, 15 leagues at a time, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Pretty much spent all my free time doing that. Still performed pretty well. My first ever league, I think I went like 8-2.
Dang.
So, but you know, probably made playoffs most seasons. There's been a few times where I haven't, but taken like 3 or 4 breaks across these like what is it, like 8 years that I mean, I made my Discord account because of Draft League, so whatever it says on there. I think it's been like 8 years.
8 years is so. How was you like? I do have like a few friends that were in like the Skype Draft League scene, so I knew a little bit about it. But do you mind elaborating a little bit more how like Skype Draft League feels different from Discord, or is it the same?
I mean, it's pretty similar. It's just like some shitty Google Doc, because you know the docs now are a lot better than they were back then.
Right.
Because it will take a lot more time actually putting these docs together, and we'll steal off of each other. But before it was like very bare bones. I don't even remember anyone who I actually played with back then, other than one guy who definitely does not play anymore and hasn't played in years.
Yeah, man. I mean, like it's actually like crazy to think about the trends. I feel like Skype is completely irrelevant. No, I never heard that name.
Yeah,
in quite a while.
Discord's definitely way better.
Yeah, for sure. So, is there any formats you're interested in playing in particular for this current team tour?
Off the top of my head, there was. Run me through the formats again one more time.
No problem. So, the first is PAL decks, Nat decks, and then there's the off-meta ones like Radical Red, Fusions, and we also have Little Cup.
So Little Cup and Fusions are the two that I'm like have zero experience in. I feel like Fusions I could probably learn pretty quick. Little Cup, no interest in playing at all. I have been playing a lot of Radical Red as of now.
Nice.
That's been like my new niche format. I'm currently in the Paldea Decks PGP team tour right now. And I've obviously played Paldea Decks since the inception of it. Nat decks I'm very familiar with as well. I've always performed pretty well in. So really those top 3 are what I'm best at. I thought there might have been a VGC. If there is, pretty well versed in that now. I've played about 3 or 4 different leagues of it, and I've got top seed in pretty much all of them but one. Or top 3 seed.
Dang. So like, how's PGP going for you right now?
Well, I lost this last week. I was 2-0 before that. And this last week I just I don't know, the whole mocking thing is weird because I feel like it does work, but at the same time, if a set comes that you didn't essentially play against, it can kind of throw you off, and that's kind of what happened this last week. Was that I had swapped teams with someone, so this is actually a new team for me. This is a very physically offensive oriented team. And in the mocks, I had no issues whatsoever. And then I run into an Iron Defense Metagross, and I'm like, wait, how do I break this shit? Because it ended up being Culver Berry, and Weavile was my dark types. Ended up getting fucked up by that.
Yeah, that's like some heat. ID, like I was just thinking I haven't heard and like wow.
I mean, in hindsight, it's not even crazy, and it's something I probably should have anticipated. But like our team is just thinking like, oh, hey, you know, you have so much like overwhelming physical offense that even though you might run into like a lot of physical tanky mons, you can kind of just break through them anyways because it's Terra, Ogrepot, and Wellspring, Weavile, Gouging Fire, and Terra Rhyperior.
Holy
That like
shit, yeah.
four-headed physical monster, and then you have like a Mew as like a on that team as well, which didn't end up coming that week, and I wish it did.
Yeah, man.
Because that Metagross set got absolutely walled by Mew.
Yeah, like I feel like especially for team tours when everyone's in a similar or a relatively high skill field, it's just like mocking, trying to see what it's just like out like finding like a strategy that your opponent doesn't expect at a certain point, or like just out prepping in general, I guess. And that's only possible, I feel like, through mocking or like really getting deep into the team pillar sesh.
Yeah. And I think like the most frustrating thing that I ran into is the last team tour I played was the Citrus team circuit, which was pretty
Mhm.
recently. Uh, I had I didn't really have much say in the drafting process, and nor did I have much say in picking what teams I could use. I kind of just kept getting thrown into it because I was seen as like one of the lesser people on the team. So I won my first week after getting benched the first 2 weeks, and then I lost the second week on the third set.
Mhm.
Game of the set, and then but the final week that I got to play was like week 6. So this is like the second to last week of the season. And I kept telling him like I'm anticipating this like Garchomp, and I forget it was like one other set. It was like some it was Ultra Sun Ultra Moon
Mhm.
VGC. I was anticipating Scarf Garchomp plus like some other set, and they're like, no, there's no reason that would come. Blah blah blah. This that and the other. So then I'm like, okay. So we built prep that basically was assuming they would not bring that, and they ended up bringing it, and I lost because they brought it. Plus, I also got hacked the fuck out, but that's beside the point. I got
Yeah.
like rock slide flinched all the way fucking down by Scarf Garchomp, and I was like, look, guys, told you it'd come. And they were
Yeah.
just like, well, he brought a bad set. I'm like, well,
Yeah, I don't really like that mentality at all. Just like, especially as a captain, I think insight is like really important. Just getting different perspectives, regardless of how you think of the player.
yeah. I mean, in
It,
VGC, it's like really hard to prep for every set, like damn near impossible
yeah, but that's
in every
exactly the
scenario.
point why like you should take advice from like people who like might suggest something like how
Yeah,
you've been learning.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I adjusted the team around based off of what they said, but because I adjusted the team around, I ended up being worse into what they actually brought, which was very
Yeah.
frustrating.
At a certain point, you just gotta trust your gut, man. I
Yeah.
think, especially for VGC. So, how were you introduced to SGBL in the first place?
I just saw it. I think. I think I saw it in one of the Radical Red servers being
Mhm.
promoted.
Okay, so like Radical Red is like what you want to do most for this kind. Uh,
I mean, I would say the top three are pretty similar in what
okay.
aspect I would actually be willing to do. Like Paldea decks, I've had a long break from,
Mhm.
and I'm enjoying it right now in PGP. So being exposed to that longer is fine with me. Nat decks, same thing. I haven't played in a long time, but I'm still very familiar with the format,
Mhm.
and it'd be nice to kind of get back into that as well. And then Radical Red's still kind of a newer format to me, but I'm currently in 2 leagues. I got first seed on my first league of Radical Red,
Oh, nice.
and
Which league?
then I just made finals on my first ever Ubers league, which is an Ubers Radical Red league. So
Which leagues? For Radical Red.
what's that?
Which leagues are you like? Did you get first?
Uh, RRDLSH is the one that I started at, and then I'm in
Okay.
E4DL for Ubers off season right now.
Oh shoot! Good luck. Good luck. I've been both of those servers. I think. Hang around there. A lot. So do you have any like actually yeah, any Radical Red mods you really that are like your go-tos or like just favorite Pokemon in general you used in drafting?
I mean, a lot of my favorites are from the Gen 7 era, I'd
Hmm.
say. So, I like Nidoqueen, Suicune, Reuniclus, like, and as far as like megas, I really like using the mid-tier megas like Heracross, Gyarados, and
Mhm.
Altaria are my main three. I think
Oh
Sharpedo's
yeah.
kind of an honorable mention there. I just feel like you get a lot of good value out of those mid tiers versus like going for your top tiers.
Yeah, dude. Like I used my Galataria recently for SGB, the Radical Red season here for SGBL. It's like Loki became my favorite mecha ever. It's
Oh yeah, Altaria looks nasty in Radical Red. It got like just enough buffs.
mhm.
I definitely would be looking forward to trying that, like in the near future.
Yeah,
A
would you
I'll
say?
say Dreadnought is the one high tier that I like think is absolutely cracked, and I need to try.
Yeah, man. Like I feel like the Mega Dreadnought every tier list every season slowly climbs up from like I think 13 to 14 to like now 17, 16.
Nah, that shit should be 18. Just like looking at it on paper, that thing is way. It's like better Mega Heracross, and Mega Heracross is underrated in my opinion as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with Mega Heracross, especially like after Gen 9 when we get Trailblaze. So then like one thing it lacks speed is like somewhat mitigating
I
a
don't know. I
little
just
bit.
think people just kind of underrate the power of just breaking in general. Like if your opponent doesn't have a switch in, and you know they're relying on these slower mons to check some of your other offensive Pokemon, you can easily just double out once, and
Mhm.
they just basically have to sack a Pokemon
Yeah.
because they have zero counterplay into these like 185 or 155 strong jaw based attacks.
And to think that Mon gets Mega Dreadnought gets Shell Smash too. That's like
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, that is pretty wild.
So, what would you say is your like your favorite mega out of like everything you listed so far?
I would say Gyarados is actually probably my favorite. So one of my favorite aspects of it is that 155 special defense stat.
Uh-huh.
It's actually like very fun to play around with and like build bulky sets versus like you can sub up on a lot of like neutral attacks and it won't even break the sub if you invest into it. Because water dark is actually very decent defensive typing.
Yeah, I'm using it right now actually in my first ever VGC league. It just mold breaker plus like taunting everything and like stabs of course water dark is always like fun to see. So how would you say you would contribute to team like the current team here in SGBL? What could you like uniquely sell yourself to a team and how would you separate yourself from other players?
I mean, I don't think there's like anything specifically unique that I could bring, but as far as like being available to give set ideas, give mocks, like I said, I'm very experienced in really all three of the top three formats.
Mhm.
So I may not have like any specific niche that I bring, but I'm also providing a lot of information and obviously battle experience.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I feel like just any insight, as long as you're helpful to team, and not even in terms of winning, just like providing like insight or helping other people out. I think captains appreciate it a lot. Speaking of captains, actually, do you have any history with any of them, or are they all new to you?
Ooh, I don't even know any of the captains, but
I can list them out real quick.
as far as my history though, it's probably gonna be very minimal. Like I said, I just joined this community very recently in this last season of RR. So I have like
Okay.
maybe 10 weeks with these people, 11
Okay.
weeks.
Well, if you're an E4D, be probably familiar with P Heal on RR.
Yes, we're on this. They're on the PGP team with me. So
Oh, nice. So exactly, like she's one of the captains there, and like there's like a bunch of like captains that would really appreciate some alcohol experience. In my opinion, for sure, including myself. So as we look sequence a little bit off of like draft 18 it's just a few general questions. Do you have any favorite hobbies outside of Pokemon?
hobby wise, I mean, I like playing poker. I just think the strategy aspect, plus you know the idea of winning money is pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, oh, I'm so pussy, dude. I cannot gamble for the life of me. I'm always too scared. With
Well, you
money,
gotta have money. Have to be money you're
yeah,
willing to lose at the end of the
yeah,
day.
for sure. But I do enjoy poker, like in a casual standpoint with my friends, uh, a lot
Well,
for sure.
Just play what you can afford to lose. You know, like it'd be 5 cent, 10 cent. You know, the little nickel and dimes.
Yeah. Um, what would you say do you have like a specific playing style in general, or are you flexible? Like whatever.
I think the meta kind of depends on how I play. So like with Nat decks, and Paldea decks, the power creep is so high. I mean, really, I guess kind of Radical Red as well. I think you just kind of have to like lean into more of the offensive. I think Radical Red does have a few more defensive tools with like Sevilla and Carnivine, for instance.
Oh, dude, Carvet Sevi is like a defensive menace.
Yeah, he kept tanking like the defensive typing plus levitate just kept tanking everything for me.
It's like a little bit of the Clefable syndrome where the BST, it's still like a regular card, I think, in terms of BST, but they changed so much defensively and abilities and movesets. It's like a complete 180 from the Pokemon's actually based from. So right now, I'm just gonna ask some like quick lightning round questions. Take as much time as you need to answer them. It's just like to get to know you a little further. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Favorite mascot Pokemon?
By mascot you mean like starter or like?
Or like something that you think represents you?
Oh, okay. That is a great question. I don't have anything off the top of my head. I can tell you that right now.
Well, like, what's your team logo or like the
My
Pokemon stuff your team? Usually?
Well, my team logo is just a Volcanion because I
Okay.
live in Tennessee, and I'm based it off the Volunteers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's like something. I guess I like Volcanion a lot. It's such a
I mean,
cool guy.
strong, bulky attacker. You know what I like using the best.
Do you have
So
a
that's just
favorite? Oh yeah, I think I only used it Paldex. I like Toxic, so I didn't like get to use it with like Toxic or like some one other essential move. I can't remember out of the top of my head, but I heard in Napdex it's like pretty fun. Fire and Water is really
yeah. The typing is really good, and Water Absorb's actually pretty good with that typing as well. It's just the hazard weakness on a slower Pokemon
Mhm.
can be an issue, and that's like really the main reason people don't draft it.
Yeah.
I
I think
mean, in general,
Leon.
I hate I hate hazard weak Pokemon in general, especially or like ground weaks.
Oh yeah, for
Those are
sure.
those those are like my two biggest pet peeves.
I know like most guys when they're building a team, they always have like at least somewhat of a ground weakness in like the type chart. It's
Not
usually
me.
either like ground or rock. So I'm assuming that's not you at all.
I think like one of the main things I always try and do is have a levitate Pokemon.
Uh, yeah, that makes sense. Do you have a
Most-
favorite Terra captain?
so I mean, Rhyperior's been really fun to use in PGP, and I had it in VGC as well, and it was like an absolute menace. It was like the main thing I was clicking Terra on.
Yeah, it's so crazy how like Pokemon just transform when they get rid of their shitty defensive typing, even if rock ground is like really good offensive.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, sometimes you can even just go Terra ground and just like break shit with Earthquake pretty easily because it has a 140 attack. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty
so
massive. And you
yeah.
can go in Adamant Nature because, you know, the thing's just slow as piss anyways.
Yeah, plus like if you keep solid rock on it while like tearing it to ground, it's still like reasonably significantly more bulkier than its OG
100%.
rock ground against like wild grasses and etc.
I would say a Terra I want to try is Tyranitar.
Ooh, okay, I never heard that one before.
I just think like it's underexplored. I'll be honest. I just think it's a pretty
Interesting.
underexplored Pokemon in this. It's like people just see sand as shit and they see Tyranitar without pursuit as like a very mid Pokemon. Like you see it kind of sliding further and further down on the points chart as the like tier goes on in Paldea decks.
Yeah, it's a really interesting case. T-Tar definitely had like a fall off, and also if you Terra, you lose like a little bit of its niche of like being a Spadef wall because you don't get like the rock boost unless you Terra rock. But like
Yeah, but that sounds terrible.
yeah, exactly. But then again, you like switch to like an actual real defensive type being like water or fairy or something. So maybe that like balances it out.
Yeah, I mean, it has pretty decent bulk. It's just, I guess, the lack of recovery to go along with it as well.
Yeah, that's like a lot of issue with like this high BST middle like 9 to 10, 11 point mons, or that are like bulky or reasonably bulky, but don't have recovery to mitigate any of the damage. What would you say is your favorite regional form?
Well, as of late, it's been Carnivine, but if I'd pick like just standard, let me look at the list real quick. I should probably find it.
There's like a lowland and Galarian and Hisuian forms. I get it done.
Let's see. If I had to pick, it's probably something from that's available in Gen 9.
Oh right, in Paldean too. I forgot about that.
Actually, it's probably a Hisuian Arcanine.
Yeah, dude, Hisuian Arcanine is so cool. I really love the design of it.
Yeah, I mean it hits like a truck as well, as you can assume. I mean, I
Yeah.
just like I said, I like a lot of these breakers that just like you click a button and you just see damage.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, you have to go
Tapu
gambling
Bulu.
with. Sorry, go ahead.
So Tapu Bulu in Gen 7. Like
Yeah.
that thing was, people will still shit on it because you know it was 75 base speed and then a lot of grass types and steel types could wall it, but
Mhm.
those wood hammers with the 1.5 terrain at that
Oh
time,
yeah.
even if you resist it, it just still 2-hit KO'd or even just O-code depending on how bulky the Pokemon actually was.
Yeah, then Rillaboom came after and like kind of overtook that grassy surge style.
Yeah, well, I like using Rillaboom a lot too. So
Have you used Tapu Bulu and Rad again, or not really?
not since Gen 7 really, because it wasn't available these last two gens. So it's
Yeah,
like
I
just
mean,
Nat decks, and then I'd obviously fell off with the terrain nerf.
yeah. Bulu gets some love in Radical Red. It gets like Grassy Glide and Play Rough, so it actually I think is better, in my opinion, than Rillaboom.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll give
Right
it a
now.
chance in Radical Red at some point, but it's not high on my list right now.
What are months that you want to try on Radical Red that are high on your list?
Well, like I said, Dreadnaught's one of them. That Mega just is busted. I think
Yeah.
it's still slightly underrated. Silvally is pretty high on that list since it's not item
Mhm,
locked anymore and it has a higher BST. I think that thing's really good.
mhm.
I want to give it a chance. Let's see what else. I think Sandaconda Mega is pretty fun as a secondary Mega.
Ooh, yeah, Ground Flying is a really good offensive type.
And then it's really just the offensive ones I want to try. The defensive ones I feel like you just try and fill out your team with. You don't really plan around with. Like
Mhm.
Hisui and Gudra, I'd want to use, but it's not like high on the list because it's more so you're drafting it for the wish.
Yeah, it's
Uh oh, Iron Hands. Iron Hands is definitely up there. That
Mr.
thing
Prime.
getting Plasma Fist is just absolutely insane.
It's so good. I'm a big fan of this like 1-for-1 bulky guys. A lot of Iron
Just,
Hands about metal.
it's not even 1-for-1. It's like guaranteed 2-for-1 in most instances.
Yeah.
How damn fat it is. How much pressure it puts on.
Yeah, it like gives a lot of offensive pressure for the rest of your team to like let loose and for sure. Do you have a favorite generation of Pokemon?
I think Gen 7's always gonna have a place in my heart for competitive reasons. I played some Gen 6, but like that's how I got into competitive battling in general with the
Mhm.
GTS system and the easier breeding. But Gen 7's where I really started getting into Draft League. I've obviously played some Gen 6 Draft Leagues, but
Nice. Well, actually, speaking of Gen 7, I guess it's kind of relevant. Do you have a favorite Ultra Beast?
favorite Ultra Beast, Buzzwole or God, there's someone I'm forgetting. Uh, why is there someone? Probably Buzzwole, I guess. We'll go with that. Just the one that came to mind.
Yeah, I mean, Buzzwell is definitely my favorite from a design standpoint, but I haven't really used it in
Oh wait,
Draft League.
I thought about
go
it. It's
ahead.
Stack-a-Taka. That's who it is.
Akataka. Interesting. Okay.
I,
That's on. I haven't heard of it actually.
with Terra, it's actually really fun to use, as you can imagine.
Yeah, like holy crap, actually. Yeah, the defensive type. I mean, not type beat the defensive stats coupled with like actual real defensive typing.
Hmm.
Sounds like insane. I'm definitely a Celesteela guy myself. I'm honest, really.
I would say Celestial is probably the one I've used the most, but as far as my favorite, I would not call it that. I think it's
Mhm.
Cancer. That's why I like
Yeah,
to be the one to have it.
yeah. I mean, Ralco already also gets like costing power and some like other bullshit, so that's even more
Yeah,
crazy.
why not make it even more menacing?
Yeah. All right. So, how about favorite food?
Favorite food?
Mhm.
Changes with the day, whatever I'm craving. But
Mhm.
I'd say one that I consistently love is pizza, though. It's pretty standard, I know,
Mhm. Do you have
but
like any go-to toppings? Or not really?
uh, I mean, I just like a lot of different cheeses. I
Mhm.
will say that we went to what was it? We went out of town to Knoxville recently, and there was like this pizza place that had like a sourdough crust, and
Ooh.
so they had like a vodka sauce as the sauce, and then they had pesto, pepperoni, and I think ricotta on the pizza, and that
That
was a really
sounds
good pizza.
sounds really fucking good, actually. Wow, I'm hungry.
So, hey man, you still got to go to the gym first.
Yeah, man. I'm on the cut too, so I
Yeah,
can't
and
indulge a pizza yet.
unrelated, I got like absolutely humbled earlier yesterday. This guy, right?
Uh-huh.
He's like a smaller guy, but he was like asking some advice about the gym. He's like,
Mhm.
I know you have worked out, right? He's like, can you give me some advice on the bulk? Cause you were bulking before, right? And I was like, motherfucker, I never bulked once. I've been trying to cut. I, like, bro, I'm just bigger. What?
Oh my.
That shattered my ego
Oh man.
even
So I'm
more.
assuming you lift to like a good amount, you said.
I haven't really done it though recently because I'm just really
Mhm.
haven't been into it as much. Like we got a home gym now, but I still haven't been using it these
Oh.
last like month or two. But I need to get back into it. That like really humbled me and decided that I needed to finally lock back in.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. That's
The
I'm
worst part
giggling
is
about
he wasn't even trying to be a dick about it. Like he asked like genuinely and
I
was
know that's
trying
the
to
worst
ask for
part.
and then I had to like swallow my pride and be like, "Yeah, man, here's what you have to do."
Through tears.
What's even worse is like I'm his boss too, so
Oh my god. Dude, you're just adding shit. Making it worse and worse.
like it like what I had to like actually like physically pause for a second. I'm like, he didn't mean anything bad. He did not mean anything bad. Pause for a second, and I'm like, okay, yeah, man. Just make sure you hit your protein goal and eat like 300 to 500 calories above your maintenance, and then you should slowly build up weight, but like naturally, without putting on too much fat.
I mean, at least he thinks you're big, though. Can like,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
yeah,
man.
that's something.
Yeah, he saw my swole arms.
How much do you
I'm-
bench usually?
Bro, I mean, I don't even use a rack. I just use dumbbells typically.
Hmm.
As far as bench, I was doing 75-pound dumbbells last time I was doing it.
God damn, dude. I average
That's
like 60 right now. I switched to dumbbell press recently too, and yeah, it's
yeah. I
fun.
just like whenever I first started exercising, I was going to a fitness studio and all they had was dumbbells for the like weight
Mhm.
floor. So that's just what I got used to using.
Yeah, I feel like it grows my chest a lot more than bench press, for at least like me personally.
I mean, it helps stabilize more. Like if you get
Yeah,
used
that
to it.
too. Better form. This is like easier to get a better form, I should say.
Yeah, I
Um,
was just peaking at 35 pounds as my curl whenever I stopped working out.
okay. It's like I only started getting off 35 pounds of curl like maybe 5, 6 months ago. So like still impressive to me for sure. Hmm. Okay, so is this everything? No, there's actually two fun questions. One is, what's your favorite Pokemon move?
Pokemon move.
Yeah,
Um, I guess here's a little. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's the first one that kind of came to mind. Memento. No, I think
Memento. Okay.
I think it's a pretty underrated way to get in a sweeper to win. Like people won't expect it.
Yeah,
Like,
especially in the mid or late game, I think it's like really useful.
well, I mean, like on a Tinglu, for instance, you know, people won't expect you to run Memento on that, and then you Memento out onto them whenever they're in with like their water or grass type.
I actually
And
had
then
no
you.
idea Tiglu got Memento. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Beyond that, I mean, earthquake probably.
Yeah, I mean ground
I just-
is stupid.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, ground's my
Actually, do you
favorite
have
type.
like a speaking of grounds, do you have a favorite type? Or not really?
Ground type.
Yep, same down. Got me off.
Whenever I was actually in this league called WPF. I don't know. It's still like one of the biggest ones.
Mhm.
At one point, they were running like a gym league challenge, and I signed up to be a gym leader for that. And I did the ground type gym.
Yeah, I actually saw that. How does that work exactly?
Well, I think they've changed the format around where I think a lot of the gyms are dual type now because I felt the singular type was too easy. Plus, it was hard to try and get 18 matches scheduled within a short period.
Right.
But so I think when I was doing it, you had to have I think there's either 4 or 5 of the primary type, and then you got like 2 flex slots to try and build out a team. You're aware of what they're bringing, so you can counter team their normal draft, and they just know like, hey, you have a type. That's all they know. They don't know what they're building for other than a list of, in this case, ground types. They don't even know what my flex slot would be.
So the 4 or 5
I think it was 1 flex slot because I think 2
One
sounds
flex
too
slot.
broken.
So they know the 4 to 5 bonds already, and the flex slot is just literally you can bring any ground type you want.
Well, they don't even know the mons, but I mean you can kind of
Oh,
predict
no.
what they're gonna bring because I mean like ground types, for instance, you only like probably 20 usable ones
Right.
at most. And then from there, it's like, oh well, this one's not great into my team. This one's not great into my team. So like, if they actually like spent time prepping, they could probably figure out at least probably 3 of them, and then assume what the other 2 would be, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I got you. What was your like team, or like does it like switch a lot?
I mean, I think I built like 4 different teams
Mhm.
and just like rotated between them.
Mhm.
One was a sand team.
That makes sense.
One was. I think I brought like 1 meme team, to be honest. I think I just brought like a bunch of banded or like a bunch of like just a bunch of choice mons.
Mono choice item.
I almost won a match this last week with it. I lost 1-0. And if I would have won if I just made Garchomp choice scarf instead of choice band.
Oh, that was the game where he should have made Garchomp choice squad. Or no, that the game was like you anticipating the Garchomp choice squad. Alright, yeah, I got that confused. My bad. Alright, to close this off, just like really important question, so brace yourself, be ready.
Okay.
Alright. Just purely the Pokemon. Not the owners or anything like that. Just the Pokemon. Who do you like better? Spheal or Gibble?
I mean, I have a Gibble figurine, so. And
Ooh.
that's why I use my card protector when I play poker. So
That's
I feel like
actually
feel like it'd be wrong for me to not pick Gibble.
that actually makes Spheal Gibble like the tally 4-4 right now. So you just
Hey
tied
man,
it up.
Garchomp is just like I think everyone just loves Garchomp. I mean, if you hate Garchomp, you just are trying to be different. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, Gibble is pretty. Yeah, it's for a first stage. He has pretty good design.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like a walking, talking shark and bee land shark thing.
yeah, but he's just a ball, and he's like cute though too.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Well, thank you for joining me today, and make sure if anyone's listening to check out all the other interviews for the SGBL 3 team tour. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.